Someone is about to make a bold move, just to be with you, my beloved child. Something hidden has been stirring in the quiet spaces of your life, and if you felt a sudden pause just now, that wasn't random. This is the moment the veil lifts. The universe is leaning closer to you, revealing a truth that was protected until your soul was ready to hear it. You were never meant to stumble upon this message by accident. Timing is aligning because you are aligning. There is a whisper moving through your energy field, ancient and precise, calling you back to a destiny you once asked for in silence. What's being revealed now isn't loud or forceful, it's gentle, sacred, and undeniably real. The signs you've been noticing weren't coincidences. They were confirmations. Something long concealed is stepping into the light, and it has everything to do with your heart. You may have felt an unexplainable pull lately, toward a memory, a person, a feeling you couldn't name. That pull is intentional. The universe is opening a door that was once sealed for your protection. And behind it is a truth that changes how you see your path forward. This message comes to you now because your spirit has reached a threshold. You are no longer waiting, you are being met. Here is the revelation your soul has been sensing. Someone is about to make a bold move, just to be with you. This isn't impulse or illusion. This is courage rising in someone who has been guided, quietly and persistently, back to you. There are conversations happening in unseen realms. There are realizations landing in someone's heart at this very moment. Distance, doubt, and hesitation are dissolving because love has reached its appointed time. You didn't imagine the emotional shifts. You didn't misread the signs. What felt like delays were actually divine preparation. The universe does not rush what is sacred. It aligns it. And now, alignment is complete. A choice is forming, one rooted in truth, vulnerability, and purpose. This connection carries lessons, healing, and growth that both souls needed before this moment could arrive. Take a breath and receive this clarity. You are not forgotten, overlooked, or off course. You are seen. You are guided. And you are standing at the edge of a new chapter that brings reassurance instead of confusion. The hope you've been holding on to quietly was placed there by design. Stay open. Stay grounded. Let trust replace uncertainty. What's unfolding is meant to support your highest good and remind you that love, when divinely guided, always finds its way. If this message resonates with your heart, watch this video until the end. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what the universe reveals next. Did you know there's a possible image of your real soulmate that you can look at right now? It might be someone you know or someone you haven't met yet. It's amazing how accurate these have been. You have to see the photo to see what I mean. Click the link in the description to get your soulmate sketch. Someone is about to make a bold move, just to be with you. Listen closely, because this moment did not arrive by accident. I have been watching the quiet hours of your life, the pauses between your breaths, the questions you whisper when no one else can hear. I have seen the way you carry hope and doubt in the same hands. And now I speak, not to rush you, not to pressure you, but to awaken you to what is unfolding. There has been a stirring in the unseen. Threads that once lay loose are tightening. Paths that seemed unrelated are bending toward one another. You thought certain doors were closed forever, that distance, emotional or physical, was final. But I tell you now, what I align cannot remain apart for long. A heart has been wrestling with courage, counting the cost, weighing fear against truth. Night after night, that soul has felt the pull toward you, not as an impulse, but as a calling. You may wonder why it took so long. You asked me for clarity, for a sign, for relief from the waiting. The waiting was not punishment. It was preparation. There are conversations that require maturity, and steps that demand steadiness. I was shaping timing the way a potter shapes clay, slowly, deliberately, so that when the move is made, it will stand. Do not underestimate the bravery forming in silence. Not all boldness announces itself with noise. Some of the bravest decisions are made on trembling knees, in the privacy of prayer and reflection. This person has been confronting their own shadows, questioning old beliefs, releasing patterns that no longer serve love. I have been teaching them how to choose truth over comfort, vulnerability over safety, and you, yes, you, have been changing too. I have watched you learn how to rest without giving up, how to trust without losing yourself. The tenderness you thought made you weak has been refining your strength. Every disappointment trained your discernment. Every delay deepened your capacity to receive what is real. Now the atmosphere is shifting. The hesitation that once lingered is thinning. Words that were held back are gathering weight. Plans are rearranging themselves. I am not forcing this, I am inviting it. Free will is sacred. Love must choose, or it is not love at all. And the choice forming now is not small. It asks for honesty, for risk, for showing up fully. You might sense it already, a subtle alertness in your spirit, a feeling that something is about to. That is not imagination. That is alignment. When heaven and heart agree, the body feels it first. Pay attention to the nudges, the repeated thoughts, the unexpected reminders. They are not meant to make you anxious, they are meant to prepare you to receive. Still, I ask you to remain grounded. Do not rush ahead of what I am doing. Anticipation is natural, but peace is your anchor. You do not need to chase what is being guided toward you. Stay open, not tense. Stay hopeful, not demanding. What is real does not need to be forced into existence. There may be moments soon that feel sudden, a message, a confession, an invitation, a decision that changes the rhythm of your days. When it comes, remember this: you are not responsible for carrying the weight of someone else's courage. Let them step forward as they are led. Your role is to respond with honesty, not fear. I know you have been protecting your heart. I do not ask you to abandon wisdom. Boundaries are not walls, they are doors with hinges. They can open without breaking. Let discernment guide you, not past pain. The past was a teacher, not a prophecy. This connection forming is not meant to diminish you. It is meant to meet you. It is not meant to distract you from your purpose, but to walk alongside it. Anything I bring into your life will respect the work I am doing in you. If it does not, it will not last. That is how you will know. Do not confuse intensity with destiny. The bold move coming is not about drama, it is about alignment. It is not fueled by impulse, but by clarity that has been earned over time. That is why it carries weight. That is why it feels different. I am asking you to trust the unfolding without needing to control the outcome. Trust that I see angles you cannot. Trust that I am not late. Trust that what approaches has been tested by time and truth. Even now, things are being arranged in ways you will only understand later. There is a tenderness in what is coming, and also a firmness. Love that is real does not hover forever at the edge. It steps forward. It speaks. It acts. And when it does, it changes the landscape, not with force, but with presence. You may be tempted to rehearse every possible scenario. Release that urge. You do not need a script for a moment that will meet you authentically. Be present. Be honest. Let silence speak when words feel heavy. I will be there in the pauses. Remember, you are not being tested, you are being trusted. Trusted with truth. Trusted with choice. Trusted with another heart's willingness to risk for something meaningful. That is not small. As this moment approaches, keep your spirit soft. Gratitude will steady you. Humility will protect you. Courage will rise naturally when it is time. You will know what to do because peace will accompany the knowing, and if fear tries to return, remind yourself of this: nothing meant for you will require you to shrink. Nothing guided by me will ask you to betray yourself. What draws near is not here to take from you, but to meet you where you are now, not where you were. The move that is coming has been prayed over more than you realize. It has been delayed for wisdom, not denied. It has been shaped by growth on both sides. And when it arrives, it will not shout to convince you. It will resonate. Stay attentive. Stay kind. Stay open. There is more happening than you can see, and the next moment is already leaning toward you, carrying words and choices that will matter. I am not finished speaking about this, and this story is not finished unfolding, because what comes next depends on how you receive what I am about to reveal. What I am about to reveal is not loud, but it is weighty. It will not arrive wrapped in spectacle, yet it will carry a gravity that settles deep within you. I ask you now to quiet the noise around you, not by escaping the world, but by listening beyond it. There are truths that only surface when the heart is still enough to recognize them. This bold move forming is not only about proximity or presence. It is about alignment of seasons. For a long time, your timing and theirs did not match. One was ready while the other was healing. One was reaching while the other was learning how to let go. I allowed that mismatch for a reason. Love that endures must be born from wholeness, not from need. And now, something has shifted. The lessons that once kept you apart have begun to harmonize. You may have sensed a release lately, an unexplainable lightness. Or perhaps a strange calm after turbulence. That is not coincidence. That is the residue of surrendered battles. When you stopped trying to force understanding, space opened for wisdom. When you stopped asking when, your spirit made room for why. And in that space, I began to work more freely. The one moving toward you has reached a threshold. They have stood at the edge of decision many times before, turning back out of fear of loss or rejection. But fear no longer speaks with the same authority it once did. I have been teaching them that avoiding risk does not prevent pain, it only postpones truth. And truth, once awakened, demands expression. There are words forming in them that have waited a long time to be spoken. Words shaped by regret, hope, and clarity. Words that were once tangled by confusion but are now aligning with honesty. They are learning that silence can protect in the short term, but connection requires voice. And so, courage is rising, not as bravado, but as resolve. Do not expect perfection in how this courage arrives. Human bravery is often imperfect, trembling, unfinished. What matters is the direction of the step, not the polish of the stride. Be gentle with the moment. Let it breathe. Do not rush to define it before it has had time to reveal itself. You may wonder what this means for your future, for your sense of stability, for the plans you have carefully built. I am not here to dismantle what you have constructed with wisdom. I am here to integrate, not interrupt. Anything that comes from me will make room for growth, not chaos. It may stretch you, but it will not fracture you. There is a reason this connection keeps resurfacing in your life, even when you tried to move past it. Some bonds are not meant to be erased, they are meant to be transformed. What once felt unresolved was not a mistake, it was a chapter paused, waiting for maturity to catch up to emotion. I know you fear disappointment. I know you have learned to guard yourself with logic and lowered expectations. That strategy kept you safe when you needed protection. But now, safety is no longer the lesson. Discernment is. You are not being asked to abandon wisdom. You are being asked to apply it with openness rather than defense. As this person steps forward, you will feel a mirror effect. Their vulnerability will awaken your own. Their honesty will invite yours. This is not a coincidence, it is design. Growth often comes through reflection, through seeing ourselves clearly in another's willingness to be seen. Do not confuse this moment with past cycles. This is not a repeat, it is a revision. The same characters, perhaps, but with new awareness, new boundaries, new capacity. What once could not stand now has a stronger foundation. That is why it is returning, not to haunt you, but to offer completion. I am asking you to remain present rather than predictive. Do not rush to decide what this must become. Let it unfold at the pace of truth, not anxiety. You do not need to secure the ending before the conversation has even begun. There will be a choice placed before you, not dramatic, but decisive. It will ask whether you are willing to engage without guarantees, to listen without assuming, to respond without armor. This choice will not be about obligation. It will be about resonance. Does this align with who you are now? Does it honor the growth you have fought for? Remember, you are not responsible for saving anyone, fixing anyone, or completing anyone. Mutuality is the measure. If the step toward you is genuine, it will meet you where you stand. Not ask you to retreat into who you used to be. I am aware of the questions forming in your mind even now. Will this last? Will this hurt? Will this distract me from my path? These questions are understandable, but they are rooted in outcomes you cannot control. I invite you instead to ask a different question. Am I willing to be present for what is true right now? Truth has a steadiness to it. It does not rush, and it does not hide. When it arrives, it brings a quiet confidence that does not need persuasion. That is how you will recognize this moment, not by intensity alone, but by clarity that feels grounded. There may be external circumstances that still need to align, logistics, timing, responsibilities. Do not let those details discourage you. Practicalities are part of life, but they are not barriers to what is meant to be. They are simply considerations, and wisdom knows how to navigate them without panic. I have not brought this far only to abandon the process. What is unfolding is being guided with intention. Even the delays you still experience are not denials, they are adjustments. Sometimes a pause is required so that both hearts can arrive at the same understanding. As you move closer to this moment, I encourage you to stay anchored in gratitude for the growth you have already experienced. You are no longer the person who once begged for clarity. You are becoming someone who can receive it without losing balance. That is progress worth honoring. Do not be surprised if emotions surface unexpectedly: joy, fear, nostalgia, hope. Let them pass through without judgment. Emotions are messengers, not dictators. They inform, but they do not decide. Your values, your peace, and your discernment will guide you more reliably than any surge of feeling. This bold move is not meant to disrupt your peace, it is meant to test its depth. Can you remain grounded even when something meaningful approaches? Can you stay yourself even when someone steps closer? These are not traps, they are invitations to integration. I am not asking you to leap blindly. I am asking you to walk attentively. Each step will reveal the next. You do not need the full map to begin. Light will come as you move. There is more I want you to understand about the significance of this connection, about the role it plays in your broader journey. It is not isolated. It intersects with your purpose, your healing, your capacity to love without losing yourself. This is not just about companionship, it is about alignment of lives, and still, I will not rush the revelation. Some truths must be uncovered gradually so they can be held with care. What I will say now is this: the courage forming in someone else is also awakening courage in you. You are being invited into a new way of relating, not just to them, but to yourself. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself in this season. Replace suspicion with curiosity. Replace self-protection with self-respect. You do not need to harden to be strong. Strength that endures knows when to remain open. The next phase will require listening more than reacting. Presence more than planning. Trust more than control. These are not easy shifts, but they are transformative ones. I am still working in the spaces you cannot see. Conversations are being rehearsed. Decisions are being weighed. Hearts are being steadied. And when the moment arrives, when the bold move becomes visible, you will recognize it not because it surprises you, but because something within you says, "This makes sense now." Stay with me in this unfolding. Do not pull away out of fear of disappointment. Even if the outcome differs from what you imagine, the process itself will not be wasted. Growth gained is never lost, there is more to say. More to reveal. More layers to this moment that have not yet surfaced. And I will continue to speak, to guide, to clarify, because this story is still being written, and what comes next depends on how you listen when the next sign appears, how you respond when the next word is spoken, and how you choose to stand when the moment finally opens into what it is becoming. Now hear me clearly, because this is the closing of what I have been unfolding for you. And I will not leave the message unfinished. What has been circling your life is coming to a point of decision, and decisions clarify destinies. Not because I remove all uncertainty, but because I offer enough light for the next faithful step. There is a sacred difference between waiting and hiding. You have waited well. You did not harden your heart, even when disappointment tried to teach you to do so. You did not close your spirit, even when answers came slowly. That is why I trust you with what is next. What approaches is not meant to consume you, but to meet you in wholeness. The bold move you sensed is not only someone moving toward you, it is you moving into a new internal posture. A posture where you no longer define yourself by what almost happened, but by what you are ready to honor now. You are no longer asking to be chosen to feel worthy, you are choosing what aligns with the truth of who you have become. That shift matters more than you know, this connection, this moment, this decision, it is a mirror and a doorway. A mirror because it reflects how much you have grown. A doorway because it opens into a future that requires presence rather than fear. You do not walk through it blindly. You walk through it aware. I want you to understand this. Even if the bold move surprises you in its timing or form, it will not violate your peace unless you abandon it yourself. Peace is not the absence of complexity, it is the presence of alignment. If you feel grounded even while emotions stir, that is your confirmation. If you feel compelled to shrink, rush, or betray your values, that is your signal to pause. I speak through peace more than through urgency. There is nothing fragile about what is meant for you. What is real can handle honest conversation, gradual unfolding, and mutual clarity. It does not demand immediate certainty to survive. It grows through truth, not pressure. I know you worry about misinterpreting signs. Release that fear. You are not being tested on perfection. You are being guided in relationship. If you stay honest, if you stay attentive, if you stay willing to listen beyond your own anxieties, you will not miss what matters. I correct gently. I redirect faithfully. What comes next may include joy that feels unfamiliar, because it is no longer mixed with chaos. It may include calm that feels strange, because you once believed love had to hurt to be real. Let that belief go. Depth does not require suffering. Commitment does not require losing yourself. Love does not require you to earn rest. The person stepping forward does not arrive as a solution to your life. They arrive as a participant. Walk together only as far as mutual clarity allows. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where discernment has brought you. If you choose to open your heart, do so with self-respect. If you choose to say no, do so with peace, not guilt. Either choice, made in truth, honors me. I am not glorified by your self-abandonment. I am honored by your integrity. This is important. Do not idolize the moment. Moments pass. What matters is the way you show up within them. Stay kind. Stay clear. Stay grounded. Let expectations remain flexible, and let values remain firm. There may be conversations that feel vulnerable. Let them be honest, not dramatic. There may be silence that feels heavy. Let it be thoughtful, not fearful. There may be joy that feels quiet. Let it be enough. I have not promised you a path without complexity. I have promised you presence within it. You are not navigating this alone. Even when I seem quiet, I am attentive. Even when answers unfold slowly, I am intentional. Remember this as you move forward. Love that is aligned does not pull you away from yourself. It brings you closer to who you truly are. If you feel more grounded, more truthful, more alive in your values, you are walking in the right direction. And now I leave you with this final knowing, so you can release the tension of waiting and step into trust. What is meant to meet you will do so without you abandoning your peace. What is meant to stay will respect your growth. What is meant to unfold will do so in truth, not confusion. And what is not meant to continue will reveal itself without destroying you. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not imagining the shift. You are standing at the end of one season and the beginning of another, and the bold move you sensed was real, not because it guarantees an outcome, but because it signals readiness. Readiness to speak. Readiness to listen. Readiness to choose with clarity rather than fear. Walk forward now without rushing. Stay open without losing yourself. Trust without surrendering wisdom. I have said what needed to be said. This message is complete. And the next step, whatever form it takes, will meet you exactly where you are. Amen.